A lot of athletes who plateau in their velocity and their performance aren't there because of lack of information. They're there because of lack of implementation on the right stuff that their bodies are restricted on, or how their bodies naturally prefer to move. So within this video, I'm going to show you guys a live recording onboarding call with one of my athletes, and we're going to show you how we use all of the assessments, from the mobility assessments to understand their restrictions, to the motor preference assessment to understand how their bodies prefer to move, to their history intake, just to understand what they've done before, what's worked, what hasn't worked, etc. That way we can plan out the next couple of months to help them improve their performance, regain back confidence, and be one of the guys for their team. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. If you've been here before, welcome back. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next one. Enjoy.
What's your max back squat? 360 for one, right?
Yeah.
Deadlift, ever had any?
A 405. Are we talking hex bar or are we talking
Hex bar is cool.
405
For how many?
for one?
And you're 6'1" or 6'2"?
6'2",
What's your current weight?
200.
No body fat percentage at all?
I can tell you that I lost a good amount of like body fat from last time. Like last summer, I was like 260.
What's your split squat?
I think I put 275. Right?
275 for five?
Yeah, for 5. Yeah.
Dumbbell bench press.
I've done 85 for 3.
Row?
I've only went up 80 pounds and I haven't went any higher than that. I was just
All right, dude, let's go ahead and dive straight into these things. So again, dude, like I'm telling you, you really don't need to know a lot of these things. It's kind of like just for me. I just kind of like to walk you guys through it. That way you have a decent understanding of what's going on, what we're going to be in, what we're going to be doing. To start off on your mobility assessment, there was kind of like a lot of things happening here in terms of the way that your body is symmetrically formed. As a matter of fact, your body's like pulling it hard on one side of the body compared to the other one. So you have a very aggressive right side drop. So with this right side drop, we normally see, like I was telling you earlier, when your body's kind of like dumping out this way, we see a lot of overactivity within the lats area, within the TFL area. It's kind of like the side of the hips there, and the adductor area on that side. On the opposite side, we see overactivity more so in the glute area, the hamstring area, and then the upper pec area as well. So a lot of things that we're going to be focusing on is making sure that we are re-leveling the body while targeting those muscles that are overactive, underactive, etc. A big red flag for you was your overhead mobility. When you go overhead, it is extremely limited, especially for you as an athlete who has a very over-the-top position. That's why, like, when we were looking at your pitching mechanics, a lot of that overhead movement is super pushy, right? Instead of creating that actual layback that you need, which we also saw within the back bridge. Your T-spine was decent, but your scapular upward tilt is in the limited range. So we're going to be making sure that we're targeting those things. In terms of the knee flexion, knee extension, that's kind of like hamstrings, quads, just overall movement of the hips. You have average hip mobility. However, the left hip lacks about 5 degrees less than the right. For that's internal rotation. For external rotation, the right hip lacks about 5 degrees less of external rotation compared to the left side. Again, a lot of these things we kind of rebalancing out once we get you up in a good frame where you can move better as well. So my overall goal with you is making sure that your posterior side of the body, which is the backside, has enough strength for you to be able to be in a lot more stable position. Because right now your hips cannot disassociate from the trunk. They're kind of like all going together. Even in some of like the tests for the trunk disassociation, like your body wanted to rotate together.
Yeah.
And that's, of course, a red flag for you, because now that we ran you through your motor preferences, your body does actually prefer to get hips to shoulder separation, which you're not getting much of any. When we're looking at your pitching mechanics, we'll go over it, by the way.
Mhm.
When we're looking at your pitching mechanics, it's kind of like all rotating together, barely any layback, which again just tells us, okay, we need to focus on the anterior body, like inhibiting that side, and then strengthening the posterior side so that we can actually get you into those correct positions that you need. If we would have just prescribed your drills, like, dude, it's never going to be no fixing that, because it's really not a drill thing. Like your body just needs to restabilize and then regain usage of those parts of the body. I kind of flagged up the bicep because you are semi-hypermobile there. Dude, you're the withdrawal tip. But yeah, that's why like even then though, like as we go up in velocity, we still want to be not neglect that because that's could be a red flag for in the future. Cervical rotation is largely limited, but again, this also comes from just you're rounding off the shoulders where you're kind of like in this position. That also affects the reason why you're not getting a lot of layback. So how does this all relate to your pitching mechanics and the motor preference? Every single thing that we've done. So you're an aerial, which means you prefer to kind of be a little bit light on the feet. You prefer to be in rhythm when you're moving on the mound, when you're doing drills, etc. Just like everything in general for you requires some rhythm. So this is why like every single thing that you were doing before of like trying to fire the hip was backfiring on you because that's not how your body would function this specifically. Like you're somebody who really just has to think of like setting the hips more and then just completely firing the trunk or firing the shoulder right after that. And we'll go over with like the drills and the cues and what this thing's look like. I'm just going over here with everything that I'm seeing, right? Because within that thought, what you were doing is you were hyperextend or like really aggressively fire, which again, as you landed, the hips weren't really rotating. The T-spine was coming together with the arm, barely any separation, not ideal for what you want. So now your motor preferences, what they want to do. A lot of these things are also being held back by the anatomical restrictions that I mentioned to you, the drop, and then just the overactivity on those different sides of the body. So we're going to be making sure, again, that we're inhibiting those areas, and then we're strengthening the correct areas to allow you to freely flow into those positions. Now, once we're here, there's really no disassociation between the pelvis and the trunk. You can kind of see yourself rotate everything on here together. The front leg also slightly moves a little bit, very limited arm lay back. I mean, the T-spine is just kind of hanging in there. Even though with your test, you had decent T-spine extension, it's not going to be shown just in higher movements in general because your body knows it's unstable. So it's not going to allow you to even use that to your most capability, if that makes sense. And of course, as you're rotating here, you're really pushing on with the trunk so far. So this is your movement quality. Your movement quality is usually like a 72% score based on every single thing that we have. Okay, so of course, we're going to be looking to get that up. In terms of strength and power, not looking so hot. At least just with the regular movements. I know you also like to focus up on the movement capacity of things. So this will be something secondary for us. We have to largely focus on your movement capacity overall here, your movement quality. And then after that, we'll mesh in the strength side of things. But this is kind of like the biggest red flag for you to be able to get into those positions that I was mentioning to you on. And then, of course, once we get good on those things, as we continue to lift, you're going to be lifting for a larger weight within those full ranges of motion.
So you're just saying is once I get more mobile, it's gonna actually help me lift heavier?
Yes. No. So what I was saying is, we're gonna get stronger through lifting correctly. Okay. So what I mean is like you're gonna see like when you get the exercises, you're gonna have a ton of exercises and you're gonna be like, yo, what the fuck is this? But yeah, as weird as they are, you're probably gonna have to start with a little lighter weight. Either way, all the exercises that we give you, we want them to be working sets. Working sets means that for the number of sets and reps that you're doing them, you're feeling semi-fatigue at the end without over-compromising. Again, you're not playing any summer ball, right? That's out the picture. So this is straight on locked in.
Yeah, this is a hint.
Okay. Do you have access to a full gym?
Yes. I'm assuming, right, I'm gonna have to record my workouts.
You don't have to record your workouts unless you have a question about them. Unless you're like, yo, Anthony, like, I don't know if I'm doing this right. I feel like shit. Here you go. Here's the video. Aside from that, my biggest things is really just going to be the throwing videos for the drills, just to make sure that you're moving good. Does that answer the question?
Yeah. 100%.
Okay. For sure. Can you throw medicine balls over there?
I can do it at the gym and I can do it at my house too. I have a 6-pound medicine ball. I can get more if needed.
Okay, no, that's fine. Do you have access to a radar?
Radar gun? Yes.
You yourself, like at home?
Yeah.
Okay. At the gym, do you have access to TRX?
The bands? Yes, they have those. Yes.
And not bands. It's kind of like long suspension.
Well, yeah, the yellow ones, and then you can like do this.
Yeah. Okay, so that's good. And then you guys have access to dumbbells that just go up past 80s, right?
Yeah.
Regular everything gym. Okay, cool. All righty. Do you have access to those big distraction bands? They're just like the long elastic bands.
Oh, just like long bands at the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have those. I can double check.
All right. Yeah, dude. Yeah, that fucking sums it up. What we're gonna start off with is really just dialing in on your movement capacity. You're still gonna get stronger because we're still gonna like sprinkle in like some strength stuff. You're still gonna get stronger as you're moving and doing all these things. However, we're gonna make sure that we're clearing out a lot of those things that I mentioned for you. That way you can get into those positions a lot better as well. So your arm feels good right now too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, as we're doing that too, we're gonna start off with a slightly below introduction phase. That way, as you clean out those movements, we're still exposing your body to its higher intent. That way, your body is getting accustomed. And it's not like you worked on movement for like a whole month and now you're trying to do 100. It's like, yo, what the fuck? I feel loose, but it's like I can't own those changes. So we're gonna make sure we put everything in there together.
Hmm. Yeah.
Make sense? We
Yeah.
on board?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. 100%.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Good stuff, bro. I'm fucking pumped for you, bro, for real.
Dude,
You have no idea.
I want the best possible. So
You fucking got the best possible.